She has 500 million books in print and more than 24 bestsellers. Now author Jackie Collins is back with another sizzling page-turner.
It's called The Power Trip, and it centers around a star-studded birthday party on a Russian yacht on steroids.
This being a Jackie Collins book, shenanigans ensue, and Jackie Collins is here.
Yes, I'm delighted to be here with you guys.
Nice to meet you. What a pleasure it is for us as well.
So, you know, some of this is based on real people. How much are based on real people? How much is Jackie Collins?
Well, you know, I take the essence of a real person, and then I mix up the characters, and I put a lot of different characters in. So when you read The Cheating Politician, you're going to think, well, could it be John Edwards? Could it be Wiener? Could it be Schmidt? So, I mean, there's so many of them, aren't there?
Sure.
And the 50-something movie star could be, you know, Bradley Cooper or...
George Clooney.
Oh, I don't know. You know
The gay Latin singing star.
Yeah, exactly. I love my gay singing star. He's so sweet, Luca. But, you know, I like to mix it up, and my readers like to play the guessing game. They come to me on Twitter. I'm Jackie J. Collins on Twitter, and they come to me, and it's great because you can have this great interaction with them. And they tell me about the book. They tell me who their favorite characters are, and we have this great dialogue going on.
Oh, fantastic relationship. And speaking of relationships,
yes.
Do friends of yours in Hollywood kind of run from you when they see you coming?
They don't. You know, if they know me, they want to be in the books. They want to tell me these stories.
Really?
Well,
I wrote a book once called Rockstar. I wrote this book, Rockstar, and this rock star kind of sidled up to me and said, I'm going to tell you about me in Chicago with these 3 girls on the lake, triplets. It was fantastic. And he told me the whole story. And then I did write it, but I made it twins. And then he actually complained. He said, why didn't you use twins? I said, because nobody would believe it. Truth is always much stranger than fiction. Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah, so in The Power Trip I tried to, you know, I like to tap into things that are happening, but it's also upstairs, downstairs. It's all these rich, affluent people on this incredible yacht, you know, with the white sands, deserted islands. They're in Cabo San Lucas. And then it's also upstairs, downstairs because there's the crew. And then they all get pirated by Somali pirates.
Wow.
Just a little family story.
Of course.
It's like Downton Abbey meets Gilligan's Island.
Well, I'm sorry to interrupt you, but I have to tell you, when I was younger, my sister and I used to go and steal my mom's book, and we would turn to the naughty parts. So I have to tell you that
you know how many times I have heard that?
Really?
And I say to girls, did I teach you everything you know about sex? And they go, yeah.
Kind
and
of.
I go, does your boyfriend have any complaints? And they go, no.
Well, speaking of which, you know, the whole 50 Shades of Grey phenomenon, I mean, you have to be asked a lot about that because...
I am, and it's interesting because my women have always been exceptionally strong. You know, they're going to kick butt, they're not going to get their butt kicked.
Right, like Anastasia in that book.
Exactly. I mean, she's a little too, kind of, I mean, I'm not going to say sloppy, but a little too innocent and virginal, and he's, you know, I mean, he's a billionaire at 28, come on.
Right.
But anyway, congratulations to this woman who sold 8,000 million books. I mean, this is great, you know, she gets people in the bookstores, but I like to write stronger women. I like to write bad boys that you can reform. You're probably a bad boy that's been reformed.
We try every day, Jackie.
No, I spend a lot of time in the library.
I know these things. I know the signs. Yeah, so it's fun to write these characters, you know, but it's fun to me to write erotic sex. I mean, I think role-playing is a fun thing to write, but as far as being tied up and beaten up and all of that, it's not for me. Yeah, so I think my people, you know, my readers are turned on by my books. They love the waterfall scene in The Power Trip. Is getting a lot of people talking.
I need to get there.
You haven't got to the waterfall, right?
No. So what you're saying is, would there even be a 50 Shades of Grey if there wasn't a Jackie Collins?
Well, I don't know. I'm sure she would have written her book. I mean, I you know, grew up reading Harold Robbins. Would there be a Jackie Collins if there wasn't a Harold Robbins? And I read Harold, and I thought, his women are great, but they're always in the bedroom or the kitchen, so it's sex or cooking. And I'm going to write books. My women are going to be powerful, like Lucky Santangelo. She's going to come in, she's going to really kick it. And, you know, women, my message to women is always that you have to have a career. You have to have something you aspire to. You can't just sit there with your iPhone going, oh, is he going to text me, is he not, you know? Because that's what a lot of girls do today. They go out and they meet a guy and they hook up with him the first night. That's not going to do them any good. They've got to think to themselves, I want a career. I want something that I aspire to, even if it's making cupcakes and having having a cupcake factory,
Yeah.
you know. Women have to have something else in their lives. And so, although my books are very, you know, kind of, well, the late Louis Malle called me a raunchy moralist, at the same time, I'm saying to women, be strong. Do what you have to do to be strong.
Yeah,
I think it's a great message.
Yeah.
Seriously.
I think it's a great message. And you've written so many books. What inspires you? You've just wrapped up the Power Trip.
Yeah.
What inspires you for your next project?
Well, I'm working on a cookbook, so I'll come back cooking here.
Please do.
It's called Lucky Santangelo's cookbook, and it's all Italian recipes and little scenes between Lenny and Lucky, and fabulous illustrations of Lucky. So it's kind of a fun thing. It's not a serious cookbook, although the recipes are quite serious. Everybody I show the book to, they go, "Oh, I love these recipes," and I'm going, "Well, what about Lucky?" I mean, there's these fabulous illustrations. So I've got that going. I'm writing Confessions of a Wild Child. Once again, it's Lucky Santangelo when she's 15, and it runs away from school in Connecticut and runs off to the south of France, and Gino has to chase her down. I wanted to show, because I've written 7 books about Lucky, 2 miniseries that I wrote and produced for NBC television, and I wanted to show how she became the strong woman that she is. And I think that this book will show, you know, her father says to her, you're a girl, you can't take over the family business, you've got to get married, have kids, you know, the Italian mentality of the father. And so I wanted to show how she becomes strong, because her brother is gay, he doesn't want to take over the family business, but she does. She says, I'm going to be powerful, I want to be something in this world.
Well, you know, you write about strong, powerful women. You are a strong, powerful woman. What do you do to unwind?
How do you
do to kick back?
I am a TiVo addict.
What do you watch?
I watch everything from Shameless to Dexter to Homeland.
Homeland, isn't that awesome?
It's a fantastic
It's the
program.
best.
Favorite.
Any
And there's a
reality
great new
TV?
show. Well, I try to stay away from it. I call it car crash television, but I must say I get hooked on like Millionaire Matchmaker and shows like that. And The Housewives, of course, which wouldn't exist if there wasn't Hollywood Wives originally.
Yeah. Yes.
I think they got the idea from that.
Absolutely.
I feel I should do a reality show and pick out really, you know, the real Hollywood women and do the real wives of Hollywood. Yeah.
That would be awesome. But now, if you write about some co-hosts on a morning show, we're going to know that we maybe inspired those characters.
Well, you never know. I mean, it's a very touchy subject, because I always say people have to write about what they know. And if you, either of you, any of you, wrote a book, it would be about all the sexy, steamy things that go on behind the scenes there, right?
We'll have to bend her ear on the commercial break.
We will. Thank you so
a
much.
quick read.
The book is called Power Trip. Jackie Collins, thank you for visiting
Thank you
the
for
couch.
having me here. It was
Thanks
so much fun.
much.
Wow. Okay, well, you may want to visit